know that disconnection, tanzi among the people of realities in respect to Allah is the same as limitation and qualification, so the one who disconnects is either ignorant or ill-mannered if he only applies disconnection to him and believes that about him. 2. When the believer who follows the Sharia disconnects and stops at that, and does not see anything else, he displays ill manners and slanders Allah and the messengers, may the blessings of Allah be upon them, although he is not aware of it. He imagines that he has reached the target and yet he has missed it, so he is like the one who believes in part and rejects part. 3. One especially knows that when the language of the various Sharia speaks about Allah as they do, they speak to the common people in the first sense, and to the elite in every sense which can be understood from the various aspects of that expression in any language in the usage of that language. Allah manifests himself in a special way in every creature. He is the outwardly manifest in every graspable sense, and he is the inwardly hidden from every understanding except the understanding of the one who says that the universe is his form, for and his he-ness, huwiyya, and it is the name, the outwardly manifest. Since he is, by meaning, the spirit of whatever is outwardly manifest, he is also the inwardly hidden. His relation to whatever is manifested of the forms of the world is the relation of the governing spirit to the form. The definition of man, for example, includes both his inward and outward, and it is the same with every definable thing. Allah is defined in every definition, yet the forms of the universe are not held back and he is not contained by them. One only knows the limits of each of their forms according to what is attained by each knower of his form. For that reason, one cannot know the definition of Allah, for one would only know his definition by knowing the definition of every form. This is impossible to attain, so the definition of Allah is impossible. Similarly, whoever connects without disconnection has given limits to Allah and does not know him. Whoever combines connection and disconnection in his gnosis, and describes Allah with both aspects in general because it is impossible to conceive in detail because we lack the ability to encompass all the forms which the universe contains, has known him in general and not in particular, as he knows himself generally and not in particular. For that reason, the Prophet, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, linked knowledge, ma'rifah of Allah to knowledge of oneself and said, whoever knows himself knows his Lord. Allah says, we will show them our signs on the horizons, what is outside of you and in themselves, what is your source until it is clear to them, the contemplators, that it is the truth. 41:53 Inasmuch as you are his form and he is your spirit. You are to him as your body form is to you, and he is to you as the spirit which governs the body. The definition contains your inwardness and outwardness, for the form remains when the spirit which governs it departs, and it is no longer man, but one can speak of it as resembling the form of man. There is no difference between it and the form made of wood or stone, upon which the name of man is only applied by metaphor and not by reality. Allah cannot vanish from the forms of the universe, as his definition of his divinity is by reality, not metaphor, as the definition of man applies only so long as he is alive. As the exterior of the form of man praises both his spirit, and the self governed by it, with his tongue, similarly Allah made the forms of the universe which glorify his praise, but we do not understand their glorifying. 5. We do not embrace all forms in the universe. All are tongues of Allah uttering the praise of Allah, and for that reason he said, praise be to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds, one, i.e. all types of praise refer to him. He is the praiser and the one praised. If you speak of disconnection, you limit him, and if you speak of connection, you define him. If you speak of the two together, then you are free of error, and you are an imam and a master in knowledges of gnosis. He who affirms duality falls into shirk, and whoever speaks of uniqueness is a unifier. 6. Take care lest you be a dualist by connection, and take care lest you be a isolator by disconnection. You are not him, rather you are him, and you see him in the source of thing, absolute and limited at the same time. Allah says, there is nothing like him, and so he disconnects, and he is the hearing, the seeing. 42:11. So he connects. Allah says, there is nothing like him, so he connects and doubles it. 7. And he is the hearing, the seeing. Then he uses disconnection and makes himself unique.